right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amazon Live. This is hosted and presented by Mitchell Productions. I am Charvette Mitchell, the founder and CEO of Mitchell Productions. We work with high-achieving women entrepreneurs to help them position their expertise with a polished visual brand, to gain more customers with their content marketing, to establish their authority as a published author, and to showcase their expertise with speaking and media. And we are super excited that you are here with us on Amazon Live. We're excited for all of those. We saw some new followers clicking follow here on Amazon, and we are excited. We have 3 hours together today because you are going to be meeting all of the actual co-authors for this book collaboration. We have 11 interview spotlights that are going to be happening today, and we are super excited that you are here with us. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring up our first co-author. Again, Position to Pivot is the name of the book. Position to Pivot is the name of the book. Empowering strategies for your next chapter. And I joined forces with 11 of my amazing clients in our platform is to actually create this book collaboration. Now, it is not available on Amazon yet. We're giving you the preview. We're in pre-order stage, but if you look down below on Amazon, you'll see several of our other book collaborations that are out and available now. And so let me go ahead and bring up to the stage our first co-author spotlight. Maxine Thompson is joining us. Let me bring her up to the stage. Hello, Maxine.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here with you, Charvette. Indeed.
We are excited to have you. Yes, and yourself.
All right. Well, let me just introduce myself.
For you, a little bit about yourself.
All right. Of course, my name is Maxine Thompson. I am a licensed, certified professional life coach. I am an internet talk show host. I am a public speaker, a teacher, a preacher, and I'm a lifetime encourager. I like to encourage people to do what they think they cannot do. And of course, I would like to say I'm a published author. Definitely want to say that today.
Awesome. And so tell us about the writing process and what it was like putting your chapter together.
So the first thing I did was I read a few things. I like to do some reading, do a little bit of research, and then I like to spend a few days thinking, just rolling it over in my mind, thinking about what I want to say. And then I sit down and I begin to write. My daughter sometimes calls that a brain dump. Have a brain dump. Just put it all on paper and lay it aside a little bit, and I'll come back. And of course, I'm always consulting the divine, just praying a little bit in what I should say and how I should say. But that's a bit of how I like to do it. Just take my time and roll it over and then write it down.
All right. And did you feel like it was a process where you sat down and did it all at one time, or did your chapter kind of come to you in increments?
Yeah, not all at one time. I wrote as much as I had been thinking about over some days. But I came back to it many times, editing, re-editing, or some new thoughts came. So just I think time is the big factor when you're trying to write something and say something that is impactful. So taking some time to do it over some days, several days, a month, sometimes more than that. But, we just keep working at it, trying to perfect it and make it something that's worthwhile, something that someone else can use as well. So,
yes. Yeah. I love that. And your chapter is called Time to Turn the Corner. Oh, tell us about that.
Oh my. So the thing that I think about all the time is we're going through something. As humans, we have life, and it can be anything, work, family, you name it. We're going through this, we're going through that. And sometimes we feel stuck, and I think I've felt stuck before. And the thought is, how do I get out of this? It's a little bit much. How do I get out of this? turning the corner has to do with taking the next step for your life, for you. You don't want to just stay right where you are. I'm inspired by many things. There's a poem I read years ago by Portia Nelson, and it talked about autobiography in 5 short chapters. She talked about walking down the street and falling in a hole. And of course you say, well, how did I get here? We all do it. How did I get here in this hole? And then you say, well, it's not my fault. Somebody else's fault. But whose fault is it, right? And then it takes you some time to get out the hole. You go forth and you continue to live your life and you fall in that same hole again. It's about repeating things. What you want to do is to stop and say, I need to do something else. This right here isn't working. So, you're stuck and you need some change. And, part of that is you need to walk down another street. And then in comes change. And please let me tell you, change is inevitable. We don't like to talk about it, or we'll say, I don't want to change. Who says that? I don't want to change. You need to change. Change is the thing that's going to help you. And that's about moving to this idea of turning the corner. When you turn the corner, the view is different. Your point of view can be different. When you turn the corner, there's something different around there. And that's the point I want to make. And I want to get over to people. Turn the corner in your life. Don't keep walking down that same street. Make the decision. That's another topic in itself. Courage means make a decision. You got to have courage. Make a decision and follow through with it. When you do that, you make that decision, that good decision I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and do something different. That's a turning the corner. And you want to do that for your life, for yourself. Make the good decision. Turn the corner.
So you can see this chapter in Position to Pivot, Time to Turn the Corner is going to be absolute fire. And for your chapter, who do you think, I know you talk a lot about life transitions, and we say, one of the things that this book is for people that are in the midst of a personal life transition, or at a crossroads.
Yes.
With their career, or making pivots with their business. What types of life transitions and people going through life transitions would be beneficial for them to read your chapter?
Yes, listen, it's for anybody really, but let's start with women. I love to talk to women because sometimes we get left out of things, particularly women, but anyone who finds themselves stuck. So we can get stuck in any way. So if you're going through a problem at work, your career, you're going through divorce. Divorce is a big thing, and it's difficult and it's hard. And so many people are divorced. We think it's normalized. It is not normalized. I promise you. Divorce is a hard thing, and it's a life transition. It's about change. You have to change a lot of things. Sometimes you have to move to move house, move city, move country. You may have to move across the country, whatever. Moving is a change. You may have to change your job. You may have to change so many things. So the first thing to recognize is change happens to you, but you can also create change. You don't have to wait for some tragedy, car accident, or what have you, but you can create some change in your life. Decide to change something that's not working for you. Whatever that is, if this is the result of a divorce, decide to make some good change to move yourself forward. It's all about you now. So anyone who finds themselves in a place way too long, this is for you. This is for your life. This is for you to say, well, what? Well, it's time for a change. And then when you're changing, when the change has come or you created the change, then you have to transition. Transition has to do with letting go of what's old or what has been, letting go. See, the big key is letting go. That's the word. Letting go of that. And then recreating what you want to grab a hold of. So there's a step: change, make a decision, let go. And then you're now in a neutral zone. You're in a place where you've let go of the past. You're looking toward the future. So what you want to do is think about and manage and begin to prepare for what's ahead. Now, make a decision about something good. Decide, well, if I do this, that will be good for my life. Now, sometimes you got to let go of some people. Now, that's another problem, letting go of some people. You have to do that part. That can hold you back a little bit longer too. But letting go, make a decision to move forward. You okay? So you've changed, you've transitioned. Now you want to move forward, and then as you move forward, you begin to transform. Now you got to feed yourself something, feed yourself some things, feed yourself some good things, some things that motivate and inspire you. And it is our hope that that's what you do. You're inspired by this book, by these words. You begin to say, yes, what could I do? Get somebody to help you. Hence, you need a life coach. You may need some therapy. You name it. You will know. And please consult the divine. Consult the divine. That is the other piece we leave out sometime. But the God of the universe, whatever you call God, whatever you refer to that helps you, consult that person and then begin to move forward. You want to. You want
so well said. Again, Maxine, her chapter, amazing. You make sure you pick up Position to Pivot. You can grab that from Maxine. Time to Turn the Corner is her specific chapter. Right. Can people work with you? Do you work with people in this capacity and helping with transition?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I work with people one-on-one. So if you want some life coaching individual, I'm able to do that. If you need a group work, some togetherness with you and your friends, and we want to do some things that will help you, I'm able to do that as well. I do public speaking. I'm available to help and to guide you to your new phase of life, guide you around the corner. Yeah, we can help you turn the corner. And so you may contact me through Facebook. You can DM me there. And then, I'll be able to give you some more information further. But yes, go to my Facebook page. It's Maxine Thompson. And I'll be able to connect with you.
We may be having a little bit of technical difficulty here. So we thank you all for being here. There might be a little delay. All right.
We're back.
I think the screen is, we're back. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for working with us. So they connect with you on Facebook.
Connect with me on Facebook, Maxine Thompson. Send me a message, DM me, direct message me if you like, and I'll give you some further information from there. But would love to help you, guide you through your life transition, to help you manage some of that, so that you can move on and be your greater, better self. And that's what it's all about. We want to be the best throughout our lives. We don't want to be stuck any longer. And I don't care what age you are. I don't even start talking about age. It doesn't matter. If you're young, you're middle age, you're older, you're mature, whatever, you're alive. If you're alive, you can change your life and your life can become the best. And that's what you want. We all want that.
Yeah. So said. Well, Maxine, we're so excited to have your kicked us off here on Amazon Live. Thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to the world experiencing your chapter.
Indeed. Position to Pivot. Time to turn the corner. Look forward to seeing you, all of you. Thank you so much, Charvette. This has been my pleasure this morning. Thank you indeed.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we have up next in the virtual studio our second co-author. You're going to get to meet Shabrial. And we All right, there you go. A little bit about Mitchell Productions. And we're excited for all of that are joining us. Let me shout out some people in the Amazon studios coming in for Maxine and all those that are here. I love this comment over on Amazon. Fear of new or uncertainty keeps you stuck. Yes, courage, vision, manifest the universe, and faith all are ingredients. Thank you so much. Over on Amazon for sharing that. All right, let's bring our next co-author up to the stage. Shabrial Henderson, put your hands together. Hello, Shabrial, how are you?
Good morning, Charvette. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Please introduce yourself and tell the listeners and the viewers all about who Shabrial is.
Of course. Thanks for having me here today. So, a little bit about me. So, I am a licensed mental health therapist here in the state of Virginia. I like to classify myself as a mental health and self-care advocate because I love all things self-care. I'm a speaker, and I am the owner of my virtual private practice, which is called New Insight Clinical Counseling. I specialize in transforming millennial minds from anxiety to empowerment. So that's just a little about me.
Actually writing your chapter in the writing process?
Oh, good question. So when I think about my journey to writing my chapter, it was definitely a reflective moment for me. It was met with a little bit or a lot of it of imposter syndrome because I like to consider myself one of the younger millennials and being new in business. I was like, what story do I have to tell? So I found myself just kind of being a little reflective, taking a little bit of time just to think about like who I am as a person, who I am as a business owner. And I ultimately settled on just telling the people what my journey here looked like. So when I was reflecting on my life experiences so far, I was like, well, I started this journey to entrepreneurship because I got fired, in better words, or not necessarily fired, but my position was eliminated. But we all know what that means, right? So I took the readers through that journey of being fired because I even through that experience, I was still preparing before the separation from that job opportunity. But I realized as I was reflecting on my journey that I had got a little bit comfortable in dysfunction. I had got a little bit too complacent, a little bit scared to kind of sort of step out there. So as I was reflecting on my journey, I kind of just took the people through snippets of times, like through different job opportunities, through different places and stages in my life where I still fell into places of being comfortable and being discomfortable and not moving, but still having the burning desire to want to start something that was completely my own and do therapy in my own way. So that is kind of sort of how I kind of envision my chapter. And that's kind of sort of how I was going to read to any person that is struggling with wanting to pivot or wanting to step out on faith, but feeling a little scared because you feel like you got to prepare, you got to have all your ducks in a row. Just do it. So that's ultimately what my chapter and my writing process was like and what you're going to hear on my side of the story.
I love that. And did you sit down and write it all at one time? Was it, and I asked Maxine the same thing, did it kind of come in nuggets? Like how was the writing process as far as the amount of time it took you?
Oh, I definitely wrote this chapter in bits and pieces. I would say that I probably started and restarted many times. It was like when a thought or idea would come to me, I would write it down. And I don't know if other people are like me, but I definitely feel like in my moments of silence or in my moments of preparing for the day, taking a shower, I feel like that's where all my ideas for this chapter kind of sort of came into play. So I would find myself being like, oh, wait, hold on. Let me write that topic down so I can go back. So I took a lot of time doing late night, early mornings, kind of sort of just piecing things together as it came about. Or I think about an experience, I'm like, ooh, I should write that. Or so it definitely came in bits and pieces, but it also came too with talking to people and reflecting to people in my circle. And they're like, what's Shabrial? Like, you did X, Y, and Z. Go ahead and tell the people. So bits and pieces is how this whole chapter came together. Or I think you're breaking up on your end, Charvette.
Oh, okay. We apologize for technical difficulty.
Okay.
Sound bites or quotes from your chapter?
Sure. Okay. So I was reflecting on this over the past week. Like, what do I want to share with the people? And two of my favorite sound bites so far are the following. Imposter syndrome is that nagging sense of self-doubt, that inner critic whispering that you're a fraud and that someone will find out despite all of your accomplishments. And then my second one is the art of pivoting isn't just a skill. It's a survival mechanism. It's also, it's about turning setbacks into setups for comebacks and transforming every no into a step towards a yes. The reason that I chose to highlight those two sound bites from my chapter is just because imposter syndrome definitely was a driving force that kind of sort of caused me to cause pause in a lot of areas of my life, not just starting a business, and it came to picking a major. And I know that that is something that is relatable for all women, all men, all people. I feel as though, like, especially with being a business owner, especially with having so much expertise and knowledge in the mental health field, just in general, sometimes we can feel like we're a fraud. Sometimes we can feel like, well, what are we putting out there? Like, you know, who is really going to benefit from something that I may not even fully even understand, like, how it's coming across. So for me, imposter syndrome was something that I still, even to this day, trying to figure out how to navigate. And I wanted to just let the people know that it is okay to have that little nagging critic there, but you got to silence her or him, whoever it is, that voice that is in your head, and still push forward, because you have to kind of sort of not allow faith and fear to operate in the same space. So you have to kind of step out and still do those things, even if you are fearful. And then just the art of pivoting, that's just the theme of the book. You know, sometimes you have setbacks in life, and how you navigate through those setbacks is important. So you got to know how to move that muscle, and how to navigate, how to move that muscle, and not to take everything, a no or a not right now, as I'm just not going to do something.
I love that. And are you, I know there are people saying, oh, I would like to work with her. Are you accepting clients?
So currently, right now, I am fully booked for therapy clients. But that doesn't mean don't reach out to me, because I am a therapist that loves to share with other people in my network that are accepting new clients. So if people want to work with me or reach out to me, because I am available for speaking engagements and things like that, they can definitely reach out to me via my Instagram and my Facebook, and that is at New Insight VA. Or you can reach out to me on my website. It is www.newinsightcc.com. And either way there, I always respond, whether it's a DM, whether it's an email, whether it is a direct contact in my website. I'm always available to connect with people.
All right. And what would you say after people read your chapter, you know, the main things that you want them to walk away with?
I want people to read my chapter and walk away from and get from my chapter. I want them to walk away with the idea of don't get comfortable being in dysfunction. Stop sitting on your dreams. I think that it is important that I'm a spiritual girly, so I'm a faith-based girly. So if God has put something in you, you better use it before you lose it, or to prepare and strategize and work towards your goals, regardless of what it feels like. Because you don't want to end up like a lot of people who are forced into figuring out like what to do with their business, how to launch a business in the midst of an opportunity being snatched away from you. So I hope when people read my chapter, they'll hear my story and understand that, okay, yeah, I've been sitting on this idea. What do I need to do to strategize and get this thing moving, whether I move slow or whether I move fast, but just keep moving towards your goal so that you won't feel or live a life that's unfulfilling.
Yeah. And so many people, why do you feel like they get stuck in this space and just continue living unfulfilled lives? What's holding people back?
Fear. Fear. A lot of people are fearful. And I wrote on my social media this week that a lot of people are fearful of success. Because what if I step out there and what if this works? Now you feel the pressure to keep it up. And I'm sure even you, Charvette, as an entrepreneur, probably have been like, "Oh, hold up, wait a minute. I'm getting all these bookings and all these people want to work with me and everybody like that content. Like, how do I maintain this level of success?" And I think that ultimately is something that kind of sort of holds people back. And or on the opposite side of that, you launch something out there, you don't feel like you're getting supported. So it's like that, I'm a failure. Nobody wants to support me, and you stop. But I like to think that nobody is an overnight success, or what we see as an overnight success is met by people don't see the journey for the most part. You don't see the plenty of times when people are putting content out there and putting a product out there, and they're not getting the likes and they're not getting the love, and then one day it all just connects. And you just have to be diligent and endure the process, endure the journey. You be along for the ride.
All right. And how did you pick your chapter title, From Chaos to Clarity?
So when honestly, it was chaotic. I mean, when I was thinking about the past 2 years of getting to launch my business, I was thinking about all of the experiences that I went through from, I'm not putting nobody out there because I'm not going to give away too much. I got to read my chapter. But I was thinking about all the chaotic experiences that I went through until I got to this place of peace to start my private practice and work with clients. So me, myself, and my good friend ChatGPT compiled just a bunch of names that kind of sort of resonated with my story. And I just picked that because really my story is about my journey to entrepreneurship.
Awesome. Awesome. How can people follow you, connect with you, and also your company?
So you can reach out to me via Instagram at New Insight VA, NEWINSIGHTVA, as well on Facebook with the same tag. And you can also go to my website, which is www.newinsightcc.com.
All right. Wonderful. Well, it has been great chatting with you, Shabrial Henderson. Thank you so much for your amazing chapter in Position to Pivot. And we thank you for stopping by here on Amazon Live.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. We thank you all so much for being here in this author showcase. We are experiencing a little bit of technical difficulty. So we thank you for hanging in there with us. We are prayerful that the airways will clear up, and we ask that you join us in that thought process. And so we do have our next author in the virtual studio that's coming up, Dr. Tabatha Spurlock. So we'll do a quick commercial break, and then the next voice that you're going to hear from will be Dr. Tabatha Spurlock. Again, thank you so much for being here for our Amazon Live. This is actually a recap of one of our recent conferences hosted by Mitchell Productions called the Platform Builders Summit. I am Charvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions, the producer and host of the Platform Builder Summit. We are here in beautiful Richmond, Virginia, with 115 amazing women, professional service providers. We have therapists, we have accountants, we have realtors in this space, and we're excited about all of the amazing transformations that their businesses and their brands will continue to have.
I was drawn to this conference because of all the beautiful things I heard about the conference. This is my first experience, so I've only heard great things about the empowering women that shared their stories and the things that people take it away from it, and I wanted that experience.
One of the things that I've enjoyed the most about just meeting other women and interacting with other women is the fact that we all realize that we can work together and we can partner together. I don't know how you can come to a Charvette event and not leave more confident in your skill set and in your gifting. And that's absolutely what I feel today, having just been in the room for the past couple days.
Anything and everything you could think of in regards to business has been discussed, from marketing to finance to planning to strategy to platform building. It's so many amazing nuggets that I can take back and actually implement and grow my business.
This is my second time coming to one of these conferences, and I'm telling you, every time I just get more fired up about what it is, what my why is.
You know, like this is going to energize me for the rest of the year and into 2024. So grateful.
All right, just a peek at one of our our most recent past summit. And yes, thank you for those that are commenting and saying, can't wait for the next one. All right, let's keep it moving here. Thank you so much for being with us here on Amazon Live as we feature all of the co-authors that you are, and we're going to be bringing up to the mic. Up to the stage right now, Dr. Tabatha Spurlock is joining us. Hello, Dr. Tab. How are you?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here. And it's a party. As you can see, I brought the balloons.
I see. I love it. I love it. Please. Yes. Thank you. Introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Tabatha Spurlock, affectionately known as Dr. Tab. And through my life empowerment company as a life certified coach, I'm able to help women bounce back from life setbacks like a boss.
Compiling your chapter.
I'm catching pieces, but with my chapter, I've experienced a lot. And I've been vocal with my story over the last 5 or so years. And so I've been in that writing space. And for those who just want to just release their pain, that was where my writing journey started. I don't have a rhyme or rhythm. It started from a traumatic experience, and a part of my recovery was journaling. But I've been able to reach that space of not just writing when there's pain, but writing when there's joy. When I feel like I need to brain dump and I have a lot of thoughts and ideas and goals and dreams and aspirations, I just start writing. And that's how my story is being built.
This is so very interesting because we do live streams like literally every single week. And so I know this book is going to be impactful because for whatever reason, and thankful that Dr. Tab is here. With us, Dr. Tab, are you able to hear me?
You're coming in and out. I'm catching a few words, but we're rolling with the punches.
Okay. Oh. Right. Just go for it. Tell us, why you wrote your chapter. Give us the sound bite and what you want people to walk away with.
Okay, awesome. So again, I've been in a space of telling my story because I know my story is not for me, but that took some reflecting and some time to get to that space. But I also had to be in a space where I had the courage to tell other people. And it wasn't easy. It took me almost 4 or 5 years to be able to tell my story. And now I'm thankful to be able to help other people. And one of the sound bites that stood out to me was, you may not be fully healed, but you're healed enough to get on the playing field. And I share that because a lot of times when we don't feel like we're healed and we're still recovering from something, we feel like, we can't share, we can't tell, we can't bounce back. But yes, you can get back on the playing field. You don't have to be 100% healed. Take your 50% and build the other 50% as you go along, and find people who can support you. So the other soundbite is, a trusting, caring, and candid mentor can be a valuable resource in guiding you in the right direction. So as you're trying to muster the strength for that additional 50%, find a mentor, find a group of people that can help you get to the space where you need to be, because you don't have to do it alone. And I think that's where we struggle sometimes with feeling like we have to have all the answers. And I've been in that space too, but I'm recovering from it. So I'm thankful to be in the platform builder and now mastermind space where I can have you not only as a coach, but as a mentor.
Oh, thank you so much. And I think your title, The Ultimate Comeback, Get Back in the Game. Tell us, like, how did you decide to select that particular title?
So I don't want to give a lot away because I want you to be excited when you pick up your copy and read the book. But I was in a traumatic accident in October 2016. And at that time, I felt like I was in my dream job. I felt like I had arrived. It was the highest position. I'm an educator in that particular district that I wanted to be in. But then life happened to me. And within 9 months, I resigned, and I was in that full-time entrepreneurship space. I did some consulting. I let you figure out how I was able to connect with some former partners, because relationships are important, especially when you're in that transitional space. But in a short period of time, after getting back in the game and getting back on the playing field, I decided to switch districts and started back in the classroom. And now I feel like I have arrived again to another dream position that was designed just for me.
Wow. And what I love is that, even though we talk about on the entrepreneur side, getting visibility and your personal branding, that also as an employee, you're still managing a personal brand. You're still managing a visibility strategy. And you've been afforded the opportunity to speak and do a lot of things, even within your position. And so I think that's really, really powerful. What do you want people to What do you want them to walk away with after they read your chapter?
I want them to walk away feeling empowered. I want someone who is struggling with imposter syndrome or that fear that they can't do it and they don't have people who are cheering them on. I want them to know I am cheering them on. I am a cheerleader. The other co-authors are cheering them on, and you can bounce back from life setbacks. But if you get with me, you're going to do it like a boss.
And what's your next event? Do you have an event coming up you can tell people about?
I do. I'm actually speaking, as you said, with, being in the professional space that I am. You heard it here first. Charlotte always puts me in these positions where I'm making live announcements because I have not announced this to anyone. However, next month, I will be attending and presenting at the Women Educational Leaders of Virginia Conference. So it's local in Richmond, Virginia.
Woo!
I'm new to this space. I'll be a first-time attendee, but not only will I be attending, I will be presenting. So I look forward to seeing all of my fellow educators and leaders in Virginia in the building.
Oh my goodness. And so you also have a actual coaching program that you offer. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that? And you're getting some woohoos and some awesomes over in Amazon and in a couple other places we're streaming to.
Thank you all so much. I love the support. And yes, last month, I launched my Like a Boss. And BOSS is an acronym. So if you spend some time with me, I'll break it down for you. But I have a new cohort of women, and we're looking for a few more. It's not too late to join. And we meet on a monthly basis. And we're just trying to grow personally and professionally. So if you don't have your tribe, if you're looking for some accountability partners, and sometimes we need a different space from our norm, then I have the perfect opportunity for you. So you can find me on Instagram at Dr. Tabatha _Spurlock. I'm on Facebook, Dr. Tabatha Spurlock, and my website is www.empower1inspiremany.com.
Awesome. Congratulations coming on in. And you are certainly not a novice to writing. So tell us a little bit about some of the other book collaborations you've been in and also your own books.
Awesome. So I do have a best-selling children's book. And again, it came about from my pain. As a part of my recovery process and journaling, I just said, okay, well, let's write a children's book because I wanted to help other moms who were dealing with mommy guilt. And it turned into something that I couldn't have manifested it at the time, but I know how God works, and he just blows our mind and does things in abundance. So I wrote this children's book, and that's how my Let's Whine About It women's group came about, because I wrote the children's book to work, to communicate with kids, and I'm an educator. So I do author visits, I do author readings. If you are interested, I also have curriculum with my children's book. But then I was like, how am I reaching the moms? And what do moms like to do? Most moms like to just drink wine. We like to relax. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Let's whine about it. That's how I reach the moms.
Wow. I love that. I love that. And you've been able to do a whole lot of different things with that. You were the MC for our, the Platform Builder Summit. So you're available for that. And so I'm just excited. Yes. As one of the viewers is saying, God is absolutely faithful. And we are just excited about your chapter, having your chapter in this book collaboration. The ultimate comeback, get back in the game. And any final thoughts that you would like to share and talk about related to this book collaboration?
I would, because speaking of collaborations, I wanted to write my own book to tell my story, but that's not the path I took. Last year or year before last, I had my book ready to go. So I thought, but there were some missing pieces. But then I had a girlfriend who decided to launch a collaboration. And I said, you know what? Let me join her collaboration and start telling a piece of the story. And then that collaboration turned into another collaboration where I was able to tell another piece of the story. And so I was able to get 4 collaborations done, with yours being the 4th, the one we launched last year, in that space. So I want to encourage someone that if you're ready to tell your story, but you don't want to just jump out there because you have fear of how your entire story may be perceived, or even from a financial standpoint, at a fraction of the cost, join someone else's collaboration, get in that space to be able to tell your story, because that may be a part of your healing journey like it was for mine, but you just don't know the women, the men, the lives that you will impact by being vulnerable, by getting your story out there.
Hey, so very well said. Thank you so much for being a part of this collaboration and for joining us here on Amazon Live. Thank you, Dr. Tab.
Thank you all so much. Enjoy the book.
All right. Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much again for everyone that is here. So if you're following check out the book collaboration from their wherever you are following them. So all of the co-authors do have the book collaboration available for pre-order. It is not available on Amazon right now, but you can see down below on Amazon, we have all of our other past book collaborations are available on Amazon. So right in the Amazon, we've got it linked. Let's just look right down below. We've got it linked down below on the Amazon page, and you can purchase some of our other books, and then certainly pre-order from your favorite co-author that you are connected to. And we are excited because we're keeping the train rolling. Thank you for being with us. We know there's a little bit of latency that might be coming through. We're prayerful that is going to be clearing up. We want you to join us in that. And as we feature coming up, our next co-author that's coming up, we're going to take another commercial break spotlight here, and then you're going to be hearing from Shan-Nel Simmons. All right, here we go.
Imagine having encouraging support, accountability partner, and strategic planning to create your next level of natural freedom. Here at Hair Cares Inc., we empower audacious women with the understanding that every strand counts. By piecing mind, body, and spirit components together that result in scalp rejuvenation, hair regeneration, and a growing, sustainable, thriving Sister Locks business. We provide in-person and virtual hair growth services, Sister Locks business consulting, personal coaching, and mentorship. We believe that every strand counts, every root,
Every lesson, every experience, and every legacy makes a difference in our lives. We are proud to encourage holistic living and full self-expression through hair advocacy, training, coaching, consulting, books, and our show, Every Strand Counts. I'm Dana Wilson, the CEO and Director of Hair Cares, Inc.
Back, and we are keeping this trending with our author spotlights. We're so excited to have all of you that chat about our 7th book collaboration, Positioned to Pivot. We have our next author in the virtual studio ready to come up to the virtual stage. And so we want you to put your hands together as we welcome Shan-Nel Simmons to the Amazon stage. Hey, Shan-Nel.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing today?
I am great.
Wonderful. Well, we are certainly excited to have your chapter of the Road of Change in this book collaboration. And before we get started, we'd love for you to just introduce yourself and tell our viewers and our listeners all about you.
So I am Shan-Nel Simmons. I am the founder and CEO and tax specialist, pretty much all the way around financial specialist, tax and financial solutions. And my was a former IRS revenue agent, and those experiences basically gave me a very wide wealth and different perspectives of financial circumstances and intricacies, and being able to help people resolve their financial matters all across the country, as well as in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So over the years, I've been able to save a significant amount of money for individuals, organizations, and businesses outside of the money, protect their assets, their businesses themselves, their organizations, their licenses, and their way of life. So that's kind of the way.
Impactful work. Certainly an expert here. And I know you are not new to writing because let me see, how many other books do you have under your belt?
Oh, good. Okay, so
put you on the spot.
That are out. Okay, so there is mine. And the one came out, which is Money Tall Volume 3, where I had worked with I was a part of a group of 24 other financial African American.
So the writing bug has bit you. So
it's been. I had a very literary path, so it's basically me kind of returning to my first love. But yeah, I've been putting it in paper, or putting my expertise on paper, so that way it's accessible to those in the masses.
And it is so needed. And so tell us about your writing process specifically for position.
This is outside of Apple because I think that was my first year. But for this was definitely, it was interesting because I was writing as I myself was literally just coming out of, and still kind of even right now going through the transition of elevating my company. So the mindset part of the elevation is now getting together and is now I'm in the execution phase. But when I was writing this just mere months ago, I was still kind of, wrapping my head around the fact that I've grown from what I had originally had asked for, dreamt of, prayed for, and that, I was moving into another phase. So it was very interesting to have to write that out while you're coming to full grips of your own elevation.
And so position to pivot. Thank you for being personal and giving us a personal story in this book. What are maybe a couple of sound bites that you have? And I'm going to kick us off. I love how your chapter starts out saying, how do you change your strategy while maintaining your vision and your purpose? So that just like is the first opening question with your chapter. But a couple of sound bites you'd like to share to entice the viewers and potential and upcoming readers.
I would say, because I was that was definitely one for me that I also because literally that is truly the question that I started off with for my own self. So I will say everything in that book was more so I was educating while also sharing basically where my mind literally was at that time. So yeah, that's where for me it takes it to a whole nother level. I'm gonna bring this up, so I apologize. But I will say, so I did, I quoted I'm a Jesus girl. So yeah, I quoted a part of the Bible. I'll be honest with you. And not so much to be on the religious side. I do want to say that it was more so I always tell people the Bible is filled with such good nuggets for just ways of life and different perspective and different mindsets. So, outside of religion, it's just some really good key nuggets of just some ways to just think about your situation and where you're going through. You could let, everything else work on you, how it'll work, but really sometimes you might want to just pick it up every now and again. But I picked up Philippians, and it's a verse that a lot of people hold dear, but I expanded upon it because and this is the NIV version, but I'm going to read it simply because I do want people to understand it was wrapped around this, which is, I am not saying this because I am in need, for I've learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need. And I know what it is to have plenty. Whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want, I can do all this through Christ who gives me strength. And the reason I felt like I really wanted to just truly highlight that as the insight, and I even state in here that this was a valuable guide for me, because we always hear that verse, as encouragement that or that all things are possible, which they are. But I really wanted to hone in on how being content regardless of your circumstance. And I explore that in the book. And I explore that, though, even in your contentment, it's still okay to want more. I believe a lot of times when we're pivoting, we think that maybe we're being ungrateful for the things that we have now going great in our lives.
Oh, that's so good.
We're trying to elevate. And and the truth of the matter, and this was something I had to come to grips with even for myself. So, we gonna get through this together, right? But seriously, and funny is I had literally went through that when I had left the government, when I left the IRS to start my own business. Before I actually pulled the gun and said, okay, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice and I'm going to go ahead and start my business back in 2016, I then had to give myself permission to say, it is okay to let the very thing that you one time to do, because I had so right. It was time for me to elevate. And what's interesting is in this season in my life, although business is great, I'm very thankful to all my clientele out there. You guys are awesome, and being a part of your transitions and everything. But at the same time, I can feel that it's the same thing that happened to me 7 years before. Here we are again. it's a time to elevate, and more so I feel like at this point now it's expansion and
Yeah.
being okay with, it's not being being ungrateful about expanding, but being okay with that. I'm content with the fact that I've done great and that I'm going to be okay with the more that's going to come, and it's okay to want more.
I am loving this conversation. The road of change, again. And Shivit, how can
I have my website, which will be back up and running very soon. But my website is notaxandfinancialsolutions.com. And I'm always on Instagram and YouTube. YouTube is where I try to give out any content, answer some of the questions that most people may have around taxes and finances. And then, of course, you can connect with me on LinkedIn if that's your space that you're in as well.
Wonderful. And are you accepting clients? Are you pretty much full and packed?
So we're going to do one last run through for clients this year as far as on the tax side. And then what I'm doing now is I'm basically getting together with organizations and working with clients that way. So working more with corporate entities and the governmental entities, and working with clients that way, as well as working in group programs, creating some group programs and workshops. So I have actually a future workshop that's coming up in September. I'm finalizing the location. And I, matter of fact, talked to them this morning. I'm very excited. So more for that to come out. But yes, just doing more of those things and going beyond just the one-on-one and what I've been doing. Although I enjoy the one-on-one, like I said, I love you guys that are my clients. There's more to be offered, and there's more lives to impact, and more work to be done. So I'm open to all of it.
This is a perfect example of position to pivot right here. Well, Shan-Nel, I'm telling you, our time zapped on by, but we are so excited that you're one of the contributing authors in this book collaboration. And we're just wishing you much more continued success.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be a part of this project. Like I said, it was a great way to cement this time that was in my life. And, I pray that, this is something that will not only help anybody who's in the season of their life now, but, in the future and in future years as well.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better. Thank you so much. All right. Wow. All right. Listen, y'all are getting all of the inside scoops from our co-authors today. So we're going to have a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in the virtual studio here on Amazon Live for our next author spotlight. There is something incredibly powerful about women business owners and leaders connecting. I mean, really connecting. Yes, online networking is great and it's convenient. However, there is nothing like the energy and vibe of meeting in person. It cannot be replaced. If you thrive in community, I encourage you to connect with and pursue your tribe. Maybe that's with a group of friends. Perhaps that is a local networking event, or with women you connect with through a business program or cohort. Someone asked me, why do you host conferences and retreats and encourage your clients to do the same? I responded with a quote from event leader and small business advocate, Lauren Casilia. Your audience needs to know each other, and you need to be the connector. My hope for high-achieving women entrepreneurs is that they have a safe space to be heard, to be seen, and to be free. on Amazon Live. What such a great conversation with Shan-Nel Simmons. Again, we're featuring the co-authors of upcoming book collaboration, Positioned to Pivot. This book is great for anyone that is at a crossroads related to maybe a shift in your career, or at a crossroads needing to pivot, needing to change something in your business, or maybe some type of life transition. I'm telling you, this book is for you. And I know it is powerful and impactful because of the interference we are feeling in the airways, which we never have. And so I know that this is a signal that this book is really powerful and impactful. And so we want you to pre-order from any of the co-authors that you are maybe tuning in and looking for. And so moving into our next co-author spotlight, with Erika. Erika Brooks is in the virtual studio. So I'm bringing Erika up live here. Welcome to the stage, Erika, and welcome to Amazon Live. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. I'm excited to be here today.
We are excited to have you and to chat. So please introduce yourself and give us the long version. Tell us who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
Okay, so I am Erika Brooks. I am a licensed professional counselor and a certified substance abuse counselor here in Virginia. I actually work in Richmond, Virginia. So I meet with women primarily and girls for mental health, substance abuse concerns, and stepping more into doing self-care, some grief therapy, and trauma therapy. I also am a writer. I write for Hope magazine for women, and I am in my second book collaboration.
All right. I love that. And certainly just share what was your writing process for your chapter.
Absolutely. So one of the things that you will notice if you read the first chapter that I wrote in Pearls, I like to write from a standpoint of my experiences because I love to read when people can tell me firsthand what they're experiencing and why they are a subject expert in this chapter, in their writing. Yep, that's Pearl. That was our first collaboration about 2 years ago, which I thoroughly enjoyed writing about the pearls of wisdom that my family left us. But I enjoy writing from a first person perspective. So you will see that as I wrote this chapter, I wrote about my experience in becoming a therapist and how that was not the plan that I thought God had, that I had, but God definitely had a different chapter for me.
Wow. And so we'd love to hear, a sound bite or two directly from your chapter out of Positioned to Pivot. And I love your chapter title that is coming up here, Pivoting to Success, How Pivoting Has Helped My Business Survive and Thrive. So a couple sound bites that you would like to share.
Well, a couple of things I'd like for people to remember is understand the meaning of pivot. There are several different definitions for the word. So I did go back and research what that word meant and what exactly we should take from it as far as the definition of the word. Pivoting, I remind people in my chapter, pivoting is not necessarily a bad thing. One of the things that I love to say when I talk to people is that we make our plans, but our plans are not necessarily the way that what God has laid out for us. And as my sister Shan-Nel had just spoke, yes, I'm a church girl. I'm gonna tell you the word, and I'm gonna give it to you in layman's terms as well. But pivoting is not necessarily a bad thing. Our plan is not always what we're supposed to do. I had no plans of being a therapist. I thought I would do something else, and I outline it in the chapter. But the journey to do so was a wonderful journey. It was a wonderful journey learning about what I'm doing now, but also learning about myself as a person. The other thing that I love to tell people is when you're pivoting, remember all the benefits that you can get from changing the thoughts and plans that you had for the event. I mean, for what you're going to do. So never be afraid of pivoting. Don't be afraid of what may come along.
Yeah, yeah. And if someone knows that they have to pivot and are feeling fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're feeling fear, find your tribe. Just as our sisters have said earlier, find your tribe. Find your tribe to help you gain strength and confidence in pivoting, and so that you can feel comfortable and you're willing to go along with the pivot. Pivoting, changing tracks can have wonderful outcomes. It may be a little fearful, absolutely, but the outcome is so much better than the fear.
Yeah. And so for your chapter, what do you want people to walk away with?
I want you to walk away with, take advantage of the pivoting. Take advantage of the other road that you didn't think that you would go on. Yeah. Realize that there are some wonderful surprises along each turn as you begin to pivot. Realize that pivoting, that going a different direction can bring beautiful, wonderful opportunities that you never even imagined to be possible.
Yes.
You know, I had no plans of, for example, starting this program with you, the Coaching with Vet. And I have gained the confidence to be a speaker, an author, and, you know, just met wonderful sisters. Yes. And so being willing to take that step and being willing to just give it a shot has been amazing. So I really want people to remember, don't just stick with your original plan. Be open to other plans and other options along the journey.
Oh, that's so good. Because sometimes we will just think about pivoting. Sometimes people think of the whole complete, you know, you were going north, now you're going south. But I always like to use the analogy that, you know, pivot is also a slight turn. If you look at the definition, so maybe you just need to go northeast, or, you know, and it is not like completely switching up. And so that there's always options related to that. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. When you read my chapter, you will see that I always was in mental health. But it ended up shifting just a little northeast. And that shift going just a little northeast took me a little bit longer than the path I was on for going north. But it took a little more time. It gave me a little more opportunity to do some things. It allowed me to grow as a person, as a professional. It introduced me to different options of things to do. And it also helped me to realize that I had a different love and that I could still do what I thought I would do, but in a different way. Yes, it took a little extra time, but the journey was so well worth it.
And I see hearts coming up and over on Amazon Live. Good strategy, Erika. That's good. That's good. So thank you, all of those on Amazon Live. And again, as Erika mentioned, she is a featured co-author also in Pearls, which if you look down below on Amazon, you'll be able to pick that up as well. And then certainly pre-order a Position to Pivot from Erika. How can people connect with you? So I want to know two things. How can they connect with you? And then also tell us about how they can articles with for women. Yeah. So how can they connect with you? Yeah.
Absolutely. I love to connect with people. So you are welcome to connect with me here on Facebook. My Facebook is Erika Brooks, and that's Erika, no C, Brooks, LPC, CSAC. I'm also on Instagram at Erika, ERIKA .LPC. And I have a website, which is Erika Brooks, LPC.com. How you can read my articles, I do try to post them to the Facebook page, but you can also go to HopeMagazineForWomen.com.
All right. And so what is on the horizon for you? What is next? What's going on in Erika's world?
In Erika's world, Erika's world is lots of fun. On Monday, I will be back on Facebook. I will be on Miss G's Ladies Lounge, speaking about mind over matter. So that will be lots of fun. I will be with Miss G, who is Gwen Finley, every quarter. So I'll be posting the announcements on my Facebook page so that you can follow me. But once a quarter, we'll be talking about mental health and women's concerns. Also on February the 19th, I will be speaking about anticipatory grief. And I will put the link on Facebook to share for those who would like to view. And I am going to be doing a review of books and mental health aids that will be coming up in March for Hope Magazine.
Wow. So what
have?
your calendar is full. What is anticipatory grief? What is that?
I'm glad that you asked that question. We often think of grief when we talk about someone's feelings as far as someone passing, or losing a person, losing a pet, losing a loved one. But we don't talk about the grief that we begin to experience when we know that a loss is coming. So, for example, if we have a loved one who is ill and unfortunately man has said that this person is going to pass in a certain amount of time, we don't talk about that feeling that we have when we know that it's coming. We don't talk about the feeling that we have when we know we're about to lose a job. Those concerns, those frustrations, those fears. So anticipatory grief is the grief that we experience before the actual event. So there are ways to cope. There are ways to start processing and to move successfully through that grief period.
Oh, wow. And how can people find out about that if that's something they're interested in?
You can certainly reach out to me. I will have a posting that'll be coming up on Facebook within the next few weeks about anticipatory grief. And you're always welcome to call me. I do therapy sessions individually. Right now I have a small waiting list because God has blessed me with clientele. But I am quick to get back with people in about 2 weeks as far as their first session within 2 weeks.
All right. Any final thoughts for people related to position, to pivot? Any final words related to your chapter and this book collaboration?
Final words I'd love to say, please read the chapter. Let's, if you have questions, if you want to discuss, let's discuss. But don't be afraid to pivot on the journey. You may be thinking that you're going north, and the ride north may be great. But sometimes it's nice to take the detour and see what else is out there. So don't be afraid to go northeast or northwest.
All right. I love that. And someone is sending love from Vegas. So thank you for those that are coming on in from Vegas. Well, Erika Brooks, it's been a pleasure having you here, and also back as a co-author. And we are excited about your chapter and the impact it's going to have on the world. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. We are keeping this train moving. And I wanted to share, those of you that are watching, the synopsis and kind of like the back of the book cover. So if you're maybe popping in and out and you're like, well, what is the overall process and mindset behind this book. So Position to Pivot, with our subtitle, Empowering Strategies for Your Next Chapter, offers an exploration of transformation and resilience. Crafted by 12 women leaders and entrepreneurs, this book serves as a guiding light for anyone standing at a crossroad of change. Whether you're shifting gears in your career, taking a new direction in your business, or embracing life transition, these stories and strategic guidance resonate with authenticity and advice. Through these pages, you'll discover the power of pivoting, a strategic and intentional turn towards a path that aligns with your deepest values and aspirations. Each author brings to the table their unique perspective or challenges and victories that shape our lives. This isn't just a book, it's a mentorship session with leaders who have been where you are and have message of empowerment, reminding you that your next chapter is not just a possibility, but a promise of growth and fulfillment. We want you to take this book as a sign to pivot with purpose. By the end, you'll not just be informed, you'll be in a position to take action and craft your own narrative of change. That is what Position to Pivot is all about. And so we're going to have a quick break here, commercial break, and feature actually one of the co-authors you're going to hear from back with our next segment right after that. Thank you for being here.
Think about this. Embracing your passion will give you the drive, new mind shift, and motivation to leave a lasting legacy that will positively impact future generations.
Imagine having the confidence to pursue your passion while stepping out with purpose.
All right. Hey, welcome back.
Here at
And
Stepping
we are
Out with Purpose Company, we create clarity by cultivating a brand that offers the necessary tools, resources, strategic planning, and training to help women leaders and entrepreneurs to succeed in their personal and professional development. And working with us, our clients successfully gain stability, become more resilient in facing challenges and obstacles, expand their mindset, and are open to new opportunities that create multiple streams of income. We do this by offering a leadership development coaching program, business consulting, book collaboration and publishing, speaking, and the Stepping Up and Stepping Out series talk show with Talk Time Val.
I am Valarie Harris, and I am the CEO and owner of Stepping Out with Purpose.
For all of the comments that we see on Amazon and some of our other platforms. Appreciate you as we feature co-authors in our 7th book collaboration, Positioned to Pivot. We are excited in the virtual studio. Going to be bringing find her chapter in Position to Pivot, Inner Wisdom for Life's Uncharted Territories. Put your virtual hands together as we welcome Crystal into the virtual Amazon studio. Hello, Crystal. Live in the show. Oh, wow. Thank you. Excited about your chapter in this book collaboration. And so we'd love for you to introduce yourself to our viewers and our upcoming readers.
Absolutely. So as you all know, my name is Crystal Jones. I'm a licensed in Fredericksburg, Virginia, where I work with Black, Indigenous women and other women of color to just work with them on their on their wellness journey. We work with them so they can feel seen, heard, knowledge as a learner and a consultant for mom. I'm really proud of as well. And now, right?
Yes, adding it transformation impacts all of us, and time to write this amazing chapter in Position to Pit. So tell us about your writing process. What was that like for you?
Yeah, well, this process has been really reflective for me because I feel like I am at a crossroads right now, right? I've been really reflective of what it was like to start a therapy practice in my 20s, right? And now moving into my 40s and, kind of rediscovering how I want to work and all of the leaps of faith to show up here. Like this has been a journey of ins and some failures with that, right? And all of it. So I'm really excited. I was really excited about the process of writing this because it was really calming to my system to see the journey.
Whether that is life transitions. And so let's give a little bit of a sneak peek into your chapter. We'd love for you to share any sound bites or clips from your chapter.
All right. So I'm going to turn. I have a screen up and I want to share it with you all. Let's see. So in my book, I talk a lot about what it was like to become an entrepreneur, start a business, fail at it really big, and just feeling the pain, the sting from failing, and also kind of getting back up, right? Doing the work to kind of get back up and try it again. And so this is just a passage around that, and it says, "What I have come to realize is that clarity brings its own guidance. When I am in alignment with the message, I never have or need to chase opportunities. They tend to find me because I'm ready for them, whether I feel capable or not. I am still learning that perfection and knowing all there is to know are not prerequisites and are hardly ever attainable. And as Mother Oprah Winfrey wisely says, it's where preparation meets opportunity. And it seems I was unknowingly preparing all along." And so so even in the spaces where I thought I was failing, it was part of the preparation, just to be right here, right now. So I feel really grateful for that.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to the word position, in our title. And it's very interesting that you were reflective of all the things that were happening. We're positioning you, preparing you all along. Wow. Can you share anything else, any other nuggets to whet the reader's appetite?
Yeah, part of that too was I talk about a lot of therapy work and really like it's like I know a lot of times like we're pushing through, right? We're in my chapter, I really talk about how that didn't align with my body. My body was saying, we're scared. My body was saying, wait a minute, you're going too fast. Don't push past me, right? And so those parts of me that held fear, pausing, right, and not moving past that, and listening to those parts of me that felt like, well, who is she to step out here and do this? Imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah.
But really listening to all of those parts, getting some clarity on where that came from, and then coming into agreement with those parts to say, okay, let's try a little bit at a time, right? We don't have to push through. We don't have to rush through, but we can try this a little at a time and then check back in and see how we do, then come back in it again and do some more, right? And then check in, right? This process of moving, not pushing through, and listening to my body, listening to the messages that my body is sending me about, how are we moving in this entrepreneurial world, right?
Yeah.
The world can be a hustle. My system doesn't want to hustle. I don't want to hustle, right? I want to be intentional.
And so, and I'm so glad you mentioned that kind of in your chapter. Two things that came out for me was that step by step. A lot of times people will hear the word pivot and they think it's a whole, like, I got to spin all the way around, when a pivot could just be a turn. Sometimes people think a pivot is, I'm going north, now I'm going to go south, but a pivot could also be northeast or northwest.
That's right.
Just the turn. And also in your chapter, I love that you say how sometimes it feels like self is having a tantrum. Like, I don't want to do this.
Right. Because it likes to be comfortable, right? Like, I'm introverted naturally, right? And so, my inner child is like, nope, we like being in your little office right here. Like, we don't want to be seen. We don't want to be judged, right? We just want to be in the back all comfy, right? But there is a calling for me to do more, right? And so I have to work with that younger part of me to see what it's holding, so I can be about the business that I'm called to do. Like, I really feel that. Yeah. And I like how you talk about, pivot can be in increments, because there's also a part of my book where I said, my increment was, let's just say yes this year. I got on my Shonda rhymes, right?
Yes.
Yes. And I was like, okay, this year I feel a little bit more courage, right? I have a little bit more courage to say yes to some of these opportunities that are coming my way, right? And so a lot of opportunities came just from my yes. And I didn't always know that I could do it, or, felt like the best person for.
And those that are watching and hanging out with us on Amazon Live, Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes is what we're referencing. And it's actually in my Amazon store. So you should be able to, wherever you're watching, should be able to go and grab it and add it to your cart. And so after reading your entire chapter, you maybe one thing that you want readers to walk away with.
What I've been, don't have feels in alignment, right? We don't have to go with that push and pull. We can really listen to our bodies, and make decisions based off of what our body's saying versus what we think we need to be doing, or what social media is telling us we need to do, right? We can listen to our bodies, and there is going to be a healthy dose of fear that comes with this, a healthy dose of discomfort. I always feel like, okay, that this is going to be part of it, but it doesn't have to overtake me, right? So when it's not overtaking me, for me, that's my cue that, I can move a little bit more. I can move a little bit more.
Well, we are so excited that your chapter is in Position to Pivot, this upcoming book release. And I know that your schedule is packed and full and all of that, but if there are people that are saying, oh, wow, what she offers, I need a speaker, or we need corporate training, or what have you, where should they connect with you?
Yeah. So you can connect with me at support@lifesourcecounselingcenter.com. I'm also on Facebook under Crystal Jones. Right. I'm old school, y'all. So just you can hit me up on email. You'll get in contact with my assistant, as well as you can get to me on social media as well.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here on Amazon Live with us. And we're going to keep this train moving. And more importantly, thank you for your chapter and your work.
Oh, thank you so much, Charvette. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. All right. Listen, I'm telling you, we want you all to pre-order thousands of these books, thousands and thousands. Yes, we want you all to pre-order thousands and thousands. You can reach out to each individual co-author. If you are watching and you're and you know them and you're connected with them, you can place your pre-orders with them. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be back with another co-author spotlight. Imagine what it would feel like to throw a spotlight on your business and draw attention to the great services you offer. Picture having the tools and strategies to elevate the marketing of your business. That's the mission of Mitchell Productions. We consult with women entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them get more customers by focusing on their visibility, their marketing, and their branding. In working with us, our clients generate more revenue and increase their brand awareness. We do this in a couple of ways with consulting services, the Platform Builder Group Coaching Program, pop-up conferences, book collaborations, and the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Hi, I'm Charvette Mitchell, your online marketing strategist, your overwhelm eliminator, your platform builder, and your confidence igniter. Let's schedule a meet and greet call so that we can accelerate your marketing. Hey, listen, we're keeping this train moving right here on Amazon Live. Coming up to the stage, we have Jennifer Cobb. Put your virtual hands together as I bring her in. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Jennifer. We are excited to have you. How are you doing today?
Thanks. I'm doing really, really great. I'm excited to be here, Charvette. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. I have to tell you, once I finished reading your chapter, I was like, I want to go work for her. This is I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm not in the therapy space. I'm like, I'm ready to go work for her. So, but before I get ahead of myself, please take some time and introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about all the great things that you and your business and your company does.
Yeah, so Jennifer Cobb, and I am a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a, human in our community. I feel like those always need to come first.
Yeah.
In addition to that, though, I am a business owner. I own Guilford Counseling. We are based out of North Carolina, Greensboro specifically, and I've got a fabulous crew of clinicians and other support staff that we specialize in dialectical behavior therapy. So we work with folks who are really, really hurting. Aside from that, I do a little bit of teaching, and I do some training, and next up on the plate is I've got some retreats that I'm putting together for entrepreneurs.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And how did you get into the therapy space? What brought you here?
That's a fabulous question. I think probably without getting too deep on it, like my life brought me into the therapy space, my own need for, healing and work. And so I was always drawn to that. I listened to Crystal right before here, and she mentioned an introvert. I too am an introvert, so it's interesting being drawn into like a being with people all day long space. But I think the intimacy works, and I just really feel deeply honored to be able to heal alongside with people. And a side note, I just got actually a text a couple of minutes ago from one of my clinicians, and she's talking about her own healing journey. And I said something back to her, but in the chapter, I talk a lot about co-creation, and we really co-created the model that we use in our practice. And I said something back to her about it's really an honor to be able to co-heal together also. And so, that healing journey, I think is just really somewhere deep in my soul, both personally and to be able to guide folks on that. And I think that it's an honor to be able to do that alongside other clinicians and entrepreneurs too. And that's really how I view business ownership, right? Like we all have this opportunity to co-heal. And if we can see each other kind of in that light, I think there's something magical in there.
Yeah, thank you. And I see hearts coming up for that. And thank you for really the same thing I said to Crystal, the transformation. Yes, listen, we work with a lot of therapists, but I think the good thing for you for this book and the reason, Position to Pivot, to pick up your copy on pre-order. And so a couple sound bites, would you share a couple sound bites or a couple thoughts from the chapter?
Yeah. So in it, I'm really talking again, specifically to entrepreneurs, specifically to clinician entrepreneurs who have probably already been working in their group practice, and they're looking at making that pivot into building a group private practice. So bringing on other employees, and so kind of shifting their mindset to group practice owner. So that's who I'm really kind of speaking to, although I think maybe other folks might find some gems in there possibly too. But so one of the sound bites, or one of the things that I talk about is creating ways that employees feel deeply valued, cared for, and seen in a way that truly encourages them to build their work around their life instead of their life around their work. And so again, one of the values that we hold pretty foundationally in our practice is how can we encourage and reinforce employee wellness. And so that piece of helping employee or my, colleagues, co-colleagues, being able to build their work around their life and keep life centered is really, really important to me. As a side funny note, like I just posted this morning on Facebook that I had yoga class right before this interview, and so embarrassingly enough, if I could lift my leg high enough, I'd show you that I have yoga pants on the bottom. So I'm joking that I'm Amazon Live on the top and yoga on the bottom. But there's been times not too far in the distant past that I would have canceled yoga in order to prep for this, right? And I was just reflecting on the drive here when I was all sweaty, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope my face isn't going to be sweaty. But I
marvelous.
I think that's a good example though of like we have permission to have that balance. And for most of us, that's why we get into entrepreneurship, is to be able to really have this good balance and focus on life. And so I don't have to cancel the yoga class. I get to be healthy and well and do things that build me up at the same time as being a business owner. So
and I think that's such a great example, because people are always talking about balance. How do you balance it all? How do you balance? What do that question always comes up. And what's your thought around, what do you say to people when they're like, I'm trying to juggle, I'm trying to balance?
First of all, I think it comes in seasons, right? There's no elusive balance. I think that's like a lie that we're all taught. And so, I think it's balance for now, or balance for this season, or balance for today. And, it's going to look different depending on, like, I had one of my kiddos has been sick and was home with pneumonia all last week. And so balance last week for me looked very different than balance the week before, or hopefully balance next week. So first of all, I think it's a lie that we're fed. And we have to be able to be flexible and shift with that and not be too hard on ourselves. But the other thing that I think is vastly, vastly, vastly important is, as a leader in my agency, if I'm talking about my folks, I call them, you know, the folks that are working for me, with me, if I have this value of them being well and them truly creating what balance looks like for them right now, and yet I'm demanding minimum caseloads, or I'm, you know, if my actions and my words don't match, then it's going to be impossible. And so we talk a lot about, you know, we give each other the evil eye about when's the last time you took time off, right? Are you, you know, are you bringing your notes home, or are you creating a system so that you don't have to bring work home with you? So I think we talk what our values are. And so it's kind of this almost daily giving people permission to remember that they get to figure out what balance means for them. And it's important, and they have that permission to do that.
Yes. And so this fits so nicely with Position to Pivot, because the way that you're running your agency and the way you have set it up and co-created is definitely a shift. It's definitely different from what the norm is, really pretty much in any environment. And so I think, and also you mentioned kind of like, hey, even though this is focused on, you know, therapists setting up their group practices, but I think there's some lessons there for any business owner, any entrepreneur who is establishing culture and, you know, their mission and what that means to work for Mitchell Productions or to work for anyone else's company. So I think there's some really great nuggets. Any specific sound bites or any other nuggets or read your chapter?
Yeah, so I think, you know, in the chapter, there's kind of a couple of different things in there. So I talk a little bit about my journey at different points, and then what I learned from that. And then I also give like some calls to action and some reflective questions. So again, it's really just, here's what I learned. Yeah. And here's how you might consider thinking differently. My goal is to, a couple of things, help people realize that you can create something different just because, you know, maybe no one else is doing it, or, you know, there's kind of this standard protocol of, you know, how we pay clinicians or how we build our practices. It's yours. And so, you know, build it in a way that aligns with your values. And the other thing that, like, I hope this is kind of a little bit harsh, but I truly believe a lot of us go into private practice because we're running from environments that aren't healthy, that are very, very toxic. And so why run from that space and then recreate a similar kind of unhealthy environment just because you don't maybe know any better or have the mentors or know that there's other ways to create it. So I think that's one of my hopes, is that folks really read this and leave empowered to create something different.
Yes. And I am, listen, we're getting comments. Love it. Yes. Create my balance, or, you know, whatever that means. So thank you, listeners. And thank you, those that are also with us over on Amazon. Yes. Keep life centered. Great nugget, Jennifer. So thank you. And again, absolutely. If you're following Jennifer, pre-order from Jennifer. How can people connect with you, connect with your practice, you know, all of that? Let's give that information.
Yeah. So the easiest way, Crystal said old school, and I'm like, yeah, me too. I can't do all this other technology. So the most direct way to connect with me is to be able to email me. So Jennifer@guilfordcounseling.com. And then from there, I have help that helps me kind of organize and keep everything straight. So that's going to be the most direct way to get in touch with me. You can also visit our website, Guilford Counseling, www.guilfordcounseling.com. And then I'm on Facebook a little bit. on Instagram a little bit, but definitely email is really, if you just want to directly connect with me, that's the best way to do it. And I would, I love to connect with folks who are wanting to pivot, right? To take the next step. And so if that's you, definitely reach out to me. Like I said earlier, we've got some retreats coming up that are kind of this combo of, I think about it as like most of us function in this world as snow globes that are constantly shaken up, right? And so my retreats are really about letting that snow settle, and be able to, once we're in that settled space, being able to then create from that calmer space. So the retreats are kind of combo, take care of me, get away, disconnect, settle from all of what life is throwing at you. And then from that space, be able to get some things done and created and accomplished.
Wow, that sounds amazing and transformative and needed and all the things. And so we are so excited to have your chapter in position to pivot, and excited that your intellectual property documented in a book. And so to stop by, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much again, viewers, listeners, hanging in here with us, knowing that whatever is going on is the airways are working out, and that you're capturing grasping nuggets that our co-authors are sharing. Again, for the book collaboration, Position to Pivot, we are in pre-orders. It's not available here on Amazon at present. You can look down below and see all of our past books that are available on Amazon. So shop down below in the Amazon store, but pre-order from your the favorite author that you're following, and order thousands, pre-order thousands and thousands and thousands. So we have next coming up to the virtual studio, V Mosby. She is in the studio, one of our co-authors, and I'm going to bring her on air right now. And so let's bring her on. All right. And I'm not sure if she wants me to. Let's do this one. Is this the right one? I think we got it. Are you able to hear me, V?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Great,
Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, we got it. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here and all of the good things. So we're just gonna keep it moving here. And so please introduce yourself and tell all the viewers about Maximus Insurance and all the great things that you do.
Good morning, Charlotte. Thank you so much. This is, I'm kind of nervous, right? So put that straight out there. But but thank you. So my name is Vinara Mosby. Everybody calls me V Mosby. I am a licensed professional insurance agent. I am located here in Richmond, Virginia. My agency is Maximus Insurance Services, LLC. We are located at 4905 Radford Avenue, Suite 106, directly behind Willalon Shopping Center, right off of Staples Mill. And when I say we, I mean my entire agency, and that includes about 10 different agents. What we do is we help people navigate the world of insurance. We sit down, we get to know our clients, or our prospective members, understanding what their needs are, whether it be Medicare sales, Medicare prescription drug plans, or life insurance, burial insurance, depending on how their health is. Health insurance for individuals who are 65 and under. Disability is really, really important. So many of our people, not our people in general, do not have disability, and it's a really much underlooked but much needed benefit. And then we also help individuals with their annuity rollovers.
All right. So you have been you were busy with open enrollment and all of that. And so
Yes,
wonderful,
yes,
wonderful.
yes,
How
yes.
long have you been in the space? Yeah. How long have you been in
So
space?
I've been doing. I'm sorry. I have been licensed to insurance ever since 2003. I became licensed in 2003, 2006, 2005, 2006. I started with Medicare. Um, I found the love for working with seniors. I found the need for working with seniors. I enjoy not only working with them, educating them on the different options out there, being a present face to them. Also, I do not I, but we also do events for our seniors. We do bingos. We ice cream socials. We do all different types of things with our events. We have an event coming up this September. We had one last year, so this is now our annual event, and it's Grandparents' Day.
Oh,
This is a way for us to give back to our seniors. Any senior can come out. Anybody can come out, as a matter of fact. And if you have a grandchild, just celebrating Grandparents' Day. So we do all different types of things, and this is all a part of me being on this whole journey of me being in the insurance world. Since then, we've also increased our life insurance sales and helped many, many people so they can understand disability. Yeah.
wonderful. So, in the midst of all of that, you found time to write a chapter in Position to Pivot. And so, tell us, share your writing process for your chapter.
Oh my! As you just said, this came about during my open enrollment season. So first, that was a challenge in and of itself, because if anybody knows, during our open enrollment season, it's on your mark, get set, go. So we are just working, working, working nonstop. But I was challenged to do this chapter, and I initially didn't know what to do, where to start, where to begin. I didn't know anything. What I'm going to write about, had no earthly idea. It became a huge prayer moment. I mean, literally, I prayed constantly as to what I was going to write, because I had no earthly idea. I contacted you. You gave me some great ideas. I heard them, but nothing really resonated. Until one day my spirit spoke to me and said, "This is what we're going to write about." Um, and once that happened, it enabled me to open up. It able to be vulnerable in the way that I'm telling thousands of people about stuff that I don't even really tell. I tell only people who are close to me and people who are in my close my circle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I wrote about it, and this chapter for me, it embodies Position to Pivot. It embodies that. It does.
Chapter
So I'm
title, The
excited.
Pivot. True,
Yeah.
true meaning, the pivot, true meaning, and listen, got loved in her community with helping seniors and upcoming entrepreneurs. So selfless, the right person to help set you and your family up. Generational testimonial right there, such an inspiration, well knowledgeable. So testimonials, chapters coming in over on Amazon, chapter title. Tell us a few things, a few sound bites, or a few things that are in your chapter that you really want to kind of point out to viewers today.
Well, honestly, if I tell my whole chapter, I'm going to give the whole thing away. I only have
Oh
one
no,
or
we
two,
don't want
just
no
a
spoiler
little
alert. No
small thing.
spoiler alert.
Just a small little thing. Um, it is over time I came to understand that pivoting was not just about changing careers or pursuing new passions. It was about adapting to life's twists and turns, finding strength and vulnerability, and embracing the unknown. That's something that I have. And I wish I employ everybody to read my chapter. It is definitely um pivoting to me. It was very pivoting to me. It was very life altering for me. Mhm. Yep. So yeah.
Life altering. That's very powerful, and it's a very powerful personal chapter. What I love about Position to Pivot is similar to kind of Chicken Soup for the Soul. There are, these chapters you can read them stand alone. You can skip around in the book. It means like from start to finish of that chapter, you get from everyone's chapter, and certainly the pivot's true meaning is definitely picked up from your from your chapter. And in the insurance space, especially when people start thinking about long-term care or thinking about life insurance, like that's it. Yeah. These transitions
exactly. Right. Yes. Absolutely. 100% correct. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. And so after people read your chapter, is there anything specific you want them to walk away with?
Yeah. Somebody asked, I was talking to a friend of mine. Yes. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he said, "Is this for men?" And I looked at him and I said, "Of course. This book is for everybody. This is for men, for women, single, married, pastors, congregations, employers, employees, retired folks. This book is for everyone because everyone has a journey, right? Every single one of us have a journey. Yes. But being able to pivot through life's journeys is the difference. This book is special and will be special for everybody because this is about 11 people and their journey and how we were all positioned to pivot. Who knew? We didn't know. We came together and we collaborated, and this is what we came up with. We were all positioned to pivot, and we just didn't know. So this book is for every single person who buys it. Who buys it? Yep, absolutely. Who buys it? Who rents it? Who borrows it? Absolutely. Yep, I think so. Oh, we got disconnected.
All right. Listen, all I can tell you.
Well, we're glad you're back. Thank you. I said, "Oh my God, we got disconnected." I'm glad you're back. Connection is technology. That's all we can say. Technology. Exactly.
Because
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. We never have these kinds of things. So we are here. So thank you for holding down the fort there. And how can people reach out to you and connect with you for insurance services?
So this whole experience has been very eye-opening me. Anyone who knows me knows I'm really not huge on social media. I get in, get on, get off, get on, get off. I have been far more present in the last few months than I probably have been the entire time I have been on social media. I would say social media, but my preference is VEE@MAXAMUS.INSUN. IUSSUE. So that's V@Maximus.insurance. My phone number is 804-537-2744. Old school. We do things old school way. Email and phone number. My web address is www.maximus, MAXAMUS.INSURE. I keep forgetting the E. So yeah, we're old school. We believe in old school communications. Going through social media, sometimes you got to filter, and you got to hope that I get back on it, right? I might not get back on it until the very next day. But if you have something pressing, you can always call me. You can always text me. Text that number, 804-537-2744. Text it. I definitely will return the text. 100% return a phone call. And definitely email. I'll reply to emails.
All right. Thank you so much. And we're so excited to have your chapter in position to pivot and all the great work that you are doing as well,
Thank you.
impacting
Thank you.
lives. Thank you for stopping by.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. All right. Listen, we're keeping the train moving. Thank y'all for those that are popping in and out. Thank you. You've been hanging out all day here on Amazon Live. I'm Charvette Mitchell. If you're like, hey, who is the host? I just came on in. I'm Charvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions. And we work with high achieving women entrepreneurs to help them position their expertise with a polished visual brand, to gain more customers with their content marketing, to establish their authority with the published book, hence these book collaborations, and to also showcase their expertise with speaking and media. And we are here on Amazon Live featuring our co-authors in the book Position to Pivot. It is not available on Amazon yet. However, if you check down below, you will see past book collaborations that we've had. Similar, you can see, we've had Propel. We kicked off with Propel. And then we had Pursue, Pour, Pearls. Our last one previously, Prepare for Purpose. And then this book, Position to Pivot, is a book that's amazing. And I love that the last co-author, V, someone said, is this for men? Listen, this is for everyone. Yes, happens to be female authors or women authors and leaders, but absolutely Position to Pivot. I would even say we've definitely had men order Prepare for Purpose. Absolutely. So these books are not just for women. So thank you for the gentleman that asked about that as well. And you can pre-order your copy from any of our co-authors. Listen, get thousands, order thousands and thousands and thousands. Let me just share the synopsis of the book with you one more time. Position to Pivot, empowering strategies for your next chapter. It offers an exploration of transformation and resilience crafted by 12 women leaders that you're meeting today and entrepreneurs. This book serves as a guiding light for anyone standing at a crossroads of change, whether you're shifting gears in your career, taking a new direction with your business, or embracing a personal life transition. These stories and strategic guidance resonate with authenticity and advice. Listen, this isn't just a book. It is a mentorship session with leaders who've been where you are and have emerged victorious. Their collective voices echo a resounding message of empowerment, reminding you that your next chapter is not just a possibility, but a promise of growth and fulfillment. Take this book as a sign to pivot with purpose. By the end, you'll not just be informed, you'll be in a position to take action and craft your own narrative of change. And so that's a little bit there about the book collaboration. Thank you, Dr. Val, who's hanging out in the audience there, who's going to be coming up to the mic momentarily. So we'd love for you to hear from our next co-author, the amazing Ayanna Smith. So here is Ayanna Smith. Let me bring her on in.
Well, hello, hello, hello. I am so glad to be a part of Position to Pivot. This is a dynamic book. I mean, I know the ladies in the lineup, phenomenal. I know some about authors. Some authors are new to me, but hey, this is great. I want to introduce myself quickly to let you know this is Ayanna Smith, and I am a financial professional, life insurance broker, and I hail in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. I'm excited to be a part of this book because when I think about the writing process, we sometimes get a block, or we sometimes can't get it all out. But the main thing I did was just started writing and start typing and putting things into play. And then there was a story that was really in my heart that kept resonating. It kept resonating. It was about the widow woman that was in the Bible, and she had a point where her husband passed away. She had 2 sons left. And unfortunately, her husband left her with all of his debt. Well, that was customary, not that she was left with the debt, but she did not work outside the home. So she was faced with her sons being taken away to pay off the debt. And that's heartbreaking within itself. So the man of God heard a man of God, a preacher, came by, Elijah, and said, "Listen, what do you have in your house?" And she said, "All I have is a cruse of oil, a little bottle of oil, and some pots." And he said, "Well, gather all the pots that you can and pour the oil, and that will pay off the debt." So she had to say yes, because here is the thing: the title of my chapter, to go back to that, is the depth of saying yes. There were so many things that I remember having to say yes to so I could get to my next. And this is what I looked at in the transpiring of this story with the widow woman, was that she had to say yes to the point of thinking about being obedient, to doing what we would say sometimes her pastor or her man of God or her coach or a good friend, a credible other shared with her to do. Doesn't that sound like us sometimes? I know sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do that, but that is exactly what I have to do, just like this little woman had to do. And I saw myself in her. It's like, you have to move. You have to take that leap, Ayanna. You have to do what you have to do. And I just encourage all the listeners today for your takeaway to do as the widow woman did. She got all the pots. She put down her pride, went to her neighbors, knocked on their doors. "Hey, do you have some pots that I can have?" Sometimes we have to stretch beyond what we want to stretch and reveal ourselves and be a little transparent sometimes and ask even when we don't think we should. And she did that. And with that, she was able to pour all the oil, kept pouring until all of the pots were filled. She was able to take care of the debt, and her sons did not have to go into to slavery to pay off the bill that her husband had left. Now, you may not have a story that drastic, but I would say in purpose to pivot, yes, position to pivot, we're all ready to share our stories. And just remember, the depth of saying yes is the depth of saying yes to you. So that's what I pretty much have to take away in our book. I hope you just extremely enjoy all of the writers, all of the authors. And thank you so much, Charvette, for putting this great book together with these powerful, powerful ladies who said yes to themselves to become authors and co-authors in this great, phenomenal book. And of course, as I close out, so glad, as I said, to be here. We're just too excited. Make sure that you connect with me at www.askayanna.com. That's askayanna.com. And I'm scheduling complimentary consultations to look over any financial paperwork that you have, annuities, life insurance, and all of that, business succession planning, to help you get to where you need, even being a part of the team in estate planning, just to give you some tidbits and ideas on your next. It's nothing wrong with saying yes. Listen, read the book. It's going to blow your socks off. It is just going to be phenomenal. So with that being said, I thank you so much. Let's rev it up. Keep the high energy going, which I know the high energy is already been before me and will be after me. And have a great one. Thank you so much, Charvette, for the opportunity, for being in your book, and blessings to all of the ladies and authors in this book with me, co-authors, some I've met and not met. I'm looking forward to meeting you, and we will talk soon. Blessings to all.
I am Charvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions, the producer and host of the Platform Builder Summit. We are here in beautiful Richmond, Virginia, with 115 amazing women, professional service providers. We have therapists, we have accountants, we have realtors in this space, and we're excited about all of the amazing transformations that their businesses and their brands will continue to have.
I was drawn to this conference because of all the beautiful things I heard about the conference. This is my first experience, so I've only heard great things about the empowering women that shared their stories and the things that people take it away from it, and I wanted that experience.
One of the things that I've enjoyed the most about just meeting other women and interacting with other women is the fact that we all realize that we can work together and we can partner together. I don't know how you can come to a Charvette event and not leave more confident in your skill set and in your gifting. And that's absolutely what I feel today, having just been in the room for the past couple days.
Anything and everything you could think of in regards to business has been discussed, from marketing to finance to planning to strategy to platform building. It's so many amazing nuggets that I can take back and actually implement and grow my business.
This is my second time coming to one of these conferences, and I'm telling you, every time I just get more fired up about what it is what my why is.
You know, like this is going to energize me for the rest of the year and into 2024. So grateful.
There is something incredibly powerful about women business owners and leaders connecting. I mean, really connecting. Yes, online networking is great and it's convenient. However, there is nothing like the energy and vibe of meeting in person. It cannot be replaced. If you thrive in community, I encourage you to connect with and pursue your tribe. Maybe that's with a group of friends. Perhaps that is a local networking event or with women you connect with through a business program or cohort. Someone asked me, why do you host conferences and retreats and encourage your clients to do the same? I responded with a quote from event leader and small business advocate, Lauren Casilia. Your audience needs to know each other and you need to be the connector. My hope for high-achieving women entrepreneurs is that they have a safe space to be heard, to be seen, and to be free. All right, welcome back here to Amazon Live. Some of our commercial breaks here, all events put on by Mitchell Productions. I'm Charvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions, also the visionary author of this book collaboration. So what does that mean? I came up with the concept and then pulled in some amazing clients for us to write the book together. That means is it's not available yet on Amazon, but any of the authors that you are watching, with or your favorite author, you can pre-order from them. Just pre-order thousands and thousands. But if you look down below on Amazon, you will see some of our past book collaborations that are there. Prepare for Purpose, your invitation to the next level. Super, super powerful. I mean, all of the books. You can see Propel. I think that Amazon actually has it on. Been buying and I see that over here. Propel, the Essential Handbook for Emerging Women in Business and Leadership. This was our first book collaboration, so check that out as well. Pearls, an amazing book collaboration that's available on Amazon. Wisdom and Advice for Emerging Women Leaders. And again, as we mentioned, men, I think if you're a man, Prepare for Purpose, your invitation to the next level. Absolutely, men and women. This current book that we're talking about today, Position to Pivot, absolutely for women and men. Pour is another one that's available right down below on Amazon. The Secret Effects of Giving and Serving in Business and Leadership, because you do know when you plant seeds, they come back to you. Pursue is available right here down below on Amazon. Chase Your Goals and Run After Your Passions in Business, Life, and Leadership. So those are all available right down there for you on Amazon Live. Again, I'm Charvette Mitchell, the visionary author of Position to Pivot. We are currently in pre-orders right now, and we're so excited to be doing this showcase of all of the co-authors. There's a total of 12 of us, so you are meeting each and every one of them. Thank you for those that might have just joined in. Thank you for those that been watching from the beginning. So we're going into the third hour now here, and we're keeping it moving. And so My next co-author is in the virtual studio. We have Dana Wilson with us. So I'm going to be bringing Dana up. Dana is certainly no stranger. You actually just saw Dana in one of in probably the last couple video recaps. Shout out to my sister, my blood sister, Kim, sending love and greetings and wishes to all of the co-authors and the contributors. Thank you so much for Deborah as well for watching in. And so put your hands together for our next co-author spotlight, bringing Dana Wilson up to the mic. Hello, Dana. How are you?
Hey, Charvette. I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my goodness. We are excited to have you. Absolutely. Tell our listeners and viewers and give us the long version, who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
Okay, I am Dana Wilson. I am the CEO and director of Hair Cares Inc. I'm a certified trichologist, a sister-like educator, empowerment coach, veteran, author, speaker, and most importantly, I'm a mother of a son on the autism spectrum. That's who I am.
Wonderful. And certainly tell us about the writing process for Position to Pivot. What was it like for you?
So this was so personal. I mean, well, all the chapters, all the collaborations I've been in thus far has been personal, but I guess it's personal for the moment, right? And so I really was doing a pivot in my personal and professional life. So this being in this book was totally fitting for the moment. And so for me, I had to remind myself that I've pivoted many times before. Like, you know how they say, I'm a believer in Jesus and God. And so you've always told to read the word to remind you of his power daily, like remind you of his power. And so that's what I did with this writing process. I was reminding myself of the many times that I pivoted. And so that was really my process of just going back into history, just reminding myself of who I really am and what I've been able to accomplish.
Oh, wow. And so what would be, maybe a couple sound bites from love that we have your chapter right over here, the U turn. So YOU. So tell us a couple sound bites.
Yes, so I want to read just a few sentences I pulled out just to give you just a little teaser of what I may be sharing. And like I said, I'm sharing from my experience and reminding myself of some things that I pivoted. And so here's a few sentences. It was 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, 1995. I took my last drag of that good old Newport cigarette. I decided in that moment I was going to give myself a chance at a life bigger, better, and bolder. This was no ordinary New Year's resolution. It was an existential pivot, a U-turn, if you will. The clock struck midnight, and the silence that followed, I heard the echoes of my past and the melodies of my future harmonizing in the most beautiful way. And so I was just reminded, that was one of the things that I shared in the chapter is I used to be a smoker and decided that that was no longer for me, that I needed to get my mind, body, and spirit aligned so that I could do what I said I wanted to do for my life. And that's what we have to do. We have to take pivots to do what we're committed to.
Wow. I never knew that. And I was reading, I was like, oh,
yeah.
And so, thank you for sharing that. Like that. Yes. And if you don't talk a whole bunch into the process in the chapter, but was it like a cold turkey situation, or was it
no? So here's the thing. I had tried many things. Okay. I would not buy cigarettes. I would bum cigarettes off of people. At the time, you can go to the corner store and buy onesies and twosies. I started chewing gum, trying to find different things. And then finally it was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. This is not aligning with what I wanted to do and who I want to be. And so it really wasn't a cold turkey, but it was a cold turkey in that moment. I made the choice and that was done. It was over from that
Mm.
moment. The next day I could smell the ashtray from a mile away. It stunk to me after that. I mean,
Wow.
it really did just make a choice and just kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great. Any other sound bites from your chapter? And I love this concept again, the U-turn, and really like pivoting is about us, like it's an individual thing,
Yes.
right?
So really, it's really about following through on you, because I found that when I'm going through something dramatic, it's typically if I sit down and really think about it, is one thing is out of alignment, because it's all about your mind, body, and your spirit. They all connected. And so when your body is not in the game, something is off. If your mind is
Yeah.
not in the game, something's off. So I would charge, I charge myself and others to really look at when things are not lining up. It is either your mind is not in the game, your body is not there, or the spirit is not aligned up. Therefore, you got confusion, right? And
Mm.
disorder. And disorder. True.
In disorder.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
which really kind of leads into the work that you do, definitely with hair restoration and all of that, and how you talk about, like, if people are seeing hair loss, talk about the trichology side of your
Yes.
business and
Yeah.
the
So,
impacts. Yeah.
so what I do ultimately is I support people who are experiencing hair loss, and I also coach sister like practitioners who are seeking to get certified and build a business that complement their lifestyle. But in regards to the hair loss, it's definitely I'm coming from a holistic approach. It's definitely about mind, body, and spirit components together. It's not about that miracle drop that you could put on your scalp. It really is getting your mind in alignment that you can grow your hair back, right? That's one thing. And then we got to
Yeah.
do the things to our body because it's internal. It's something that's
Mm-hmm.
internally going on with you that is showing up on your scalp. Like your hair is the sacrificial lamb to what's going on in your body. And then we got to get our spirit up, right? Motivate ourselves to do the things that we need to do so that we can see the hair growth. So it's all about mind, body, and spirit, even in regards to building a business that complements your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I share this with the folks that are coming to me for coaching around their sister like business. It's about committing. You got to get your mind together around the commitment to do this kind of business. Get your body together, right? Because you're taking hours and hours on people's hair, and then get your spirit together as well around building your business. So you could take those components with anything that you up to. You got to get your mind, body, and spirit aligned up so that you can follow through on you in whatever capacity that is. Yeah.
Wow. And listen, there's a comment coming in saying, I never knew that you smoked. What a
Oh, I was
powerful
smoking.
message.
Yeah. I was a smoking woman.
What a powerful message there. And so after they read your chapter, the U-turn, what do you want readers to really kind of walk away with?
I really want people to give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to show up. I was at a graduation, and I don't even remember the speaker's name, but he had aspirations to be an astronaut, and he applied 4 times, right? And kept getting denied. But he said, you know what? If I didn't apply again, I had a 0.00000 infinite zeros possibility of being an astronaut. But if I applied again, even when I was denied, I got a 0.00000 and a 1 in there somewhere possibility to be that astronaut. And he ended up becoming an astronaut. So I would say, give yourself a chance. If you need to make a pivot, you need to let some people go, let some bad habit go, or learn something new. Do that. Follow through on you, because we can't be these people of service and sharing ourselves with other people, being that caretaker and servicing other people, and we don't take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. So follow through on you, and don't let fear and uncertainty have you not move forward? Because we don't want to leave here with regrets. We don't want to leave here with regrets.
Oh my goodness. And so certainly you mentioned you work with sister lock practitioners. I know you have a program. I know you've got workshops and things coming up. So tell us all the good things you have coming up.
So I offer a workshop monthly. It's called the 5 Essentials of a Successful Sister Lock Practitioner. And there I share and give good nuggets for people who are seeking to grow their sister lock business. And then ultimately, I have a coaching program. It's called the Head Start Coaching Program. And this is designed for people who want to get this certification and really build a thriving business that complements their lifestyle. So I take you from A to Z, how to do that consultation well, and then ultimately get certified and really build a business around your specialty. So you can find me at my website if you're interested in that kind of thing. Hair Cares with the SINC.com, haircaresinc.com. I also have a show called Every Strand Counts, where I feature conversations with leaders, authors, entrepreneurs, or people who just long to touch, move, and inspire people through their work. And you can follow me on YouTube at Hair Cares Inc. as well.
Oh, right. Are you open to you interview guests? Do you have guest openings?
Yes, absolutely. I'm always looking to have conversations with others. My show is called Every Strand Counts because we really do believe that every strand really do count, right? Every lesson, every experience, everything really do count. And so we love to feature people who, really long to touch, move, and inspire others through their work. So you can go on my website if you're interested in being a guest, if you want to share your story, your service with others. I'm totally open for that.
All right. I love that. I love that. And what's next on the horizon? Do you see yourself writing more?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I see myself. You, Charvette, you didn't started something. So my first opportunity, you didn't really open the door wide. Okay. So my first
because
yeah.
Right. Because you're in, so you're in Prepare for Purpose, which is available down below on Amazon. There's Dana right there. So yeah.
So you really didn't open this door. I've always wanted to be an author. I always wanted to be an author since I could just remember as a young girl reading all those books. And so having the opportunity to be in that collaboration was, just opened the floodgates. So I'm totally open. I plan to do a collaboration for myself, being a visionary author for my next book. So, and then I'm open for speaking engagements as well. I'm open. I'm open to sharing myself right now. I'm wide open. Wide open.
Well, I love it. I love it. And what topics would be some of the topics that you can share during the speaking engagement?
One of the topics is all about the holistic approach to hair growth. I'm all about this, how to do it holistically. Yes, there's some other external things that we can do, and we can go get medicines and things of that nature. But I want to really talk about a holistic approach to hair growth. And then, of course, I shared earlier that I have a son who's on the autism spectrum. So I want to share about that world and how beauty is in the special. Right? Beauty. We're all special, actually. We're all quite special. And so I want to share more about that. And of course, I'm a sister lock educator, so I can always speak to the beauty of sister locks and having that personalized service in your life.
Wonderful. And your sister locks are always amazing, always beautiful. And there's that. So if you're like, hey, I'm thinking about transitioning to sister locks, reach out to Dana because she can connect you with some of her clients. Is that right?
Absolutely. I'm open. I have a list. So please, if you're interested in having sister locks or getting sister locks done, please contact me. You can go to my website and join a list. I will get you connected with a practitioner who is really, truly committed to providing the sister locks experience.
All right, there you
Yeah.
go. And we're so excited for your chapter in Position to Pivot, the U-Turn by Dana Wilson. So much for stopping by and just being an amazing co-author. And we wish you much more continued success.
Thank you, Charvette. Thank you, everybody.
All right. All right. Listen, we're keeping the train moving. We are down to our last co-author, but last but certainly not least. Listen, she's a good anchor. You all know in the Olympics, the relay race, you got the first one starts off, they pass the baton. You got the second one grabs it, they pass the baton to the third one, and then the fourth one brings it on home. That's who we have rounding out this Amazon Live and this author showcase. Thank you if you just popped in and you're catching us. Thank you if you've been here or you're sitting and watching the replay from the beginning. I know that this book is going to be impactful and powerful. We do live streams. We produce live streams. I'm on my 720th podcast, and so we never have these kind of technical difficulties that we have had throughout this 3 hour now 2.5 hour segment. So I know that that's an indication that this book, Position to Pivot, is absolutely powerful and absolutely impactful. And so pre-order. It's not available on Amazon right now where you all are watching, but you can pre-order from any of our co-authors, and you can look down below for the book collaborations that we do have available. So Position to Pivot. I'm telling you what, empowering strategies for your next chapter. This is absolutely for anyone who is shifting gears with their career, or taking a new direction with your business, or embracing a personal life transition. That's who this book is for. And I will say my chapter is an amazing chapter. My chapter is called The Platform Builder, and it's all around building your personal brand and your visibility strategy as an employee in corporate America. Because not only do you manage a personal brand as a small business owner, for those that are small business owners, or do you manage a visibility strategy as a small business owner or an entrepreneur? Guess what? As an employee of a company, you are also managing a personal brand. That's the perception that people have of what you bring to the table. You're also managing a visibility strategy. That's what comes up when it's review times and bonus times. And so I took time in my chapter around Position to Pivot. Some of you are looking for different positions internally within your company. You might just want to be well positioned for your next review or your next raise, or you might want to move up the ladder. Position to Pivot, my chapter, The Platform Builder, is all around you building your platform, your personal brand, and your visibility strategy as an employee to position you better for that next review or raise, or that lateral position, or that upward promotion. So that's what I decided to write about for my chapter. And so I'm excited that you're going to be picking that up. All right. So let's move right on in. We have our final, the anchor. Dr. Val is coming up right now, our final anchor. Listen, we see the love and all of that's coming on in. Thank you. Yeah, great job. Dana is always amazing. Thank you, Marquisa. She said, I was able to catch one. Yes, thank you. When you caught Dana, she did an amazing job. And a shout out to my sister, always the best for the last. Yes. So let me bring up to the mic right now, Dr. Val. Hey, Dr. Val, how are you?
Hello, Charvette.
Listen, we coming in strong. It looks like everything is working good. Listen, the airways done cleared up for you. You was in the back praying, won't you?
In the name of
the green room. Yes,
yes.
You was in the green room praying. And so before I get ahead of myself, tell the viewers and the listeners who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
Well, my name is Valarie Harris, and I am an educator, a minister, an author, certified master empowerment coach, business consultant, speaker, host of the Stepping Out Real Talk show that airs every Tuesday at 7:00 p.m. And I'm also the CEO of Stepping Out with Purpose, LLC, and I'm located in Petersburg, Virginia.
All right, Petersburg in the house, getting some love. Come on, Dr. Val, getting some love already.
Yes.
And so certainly not a novice in this writing space. So first, I want you to tell us about the books and the journals that you've written yourself. So talk to us about, that kind of thing.
Yes, I have written now. It's number 9. It's going to be number 9. And so my writing process started back in 2019 when I was on my way on a mission trip to Ghana, and I've been writing ever since. And it's been an exciting journey, especially with being a collaborator with you and the other ladies. That was very impactful in my life, to be able to just share with other women. And all of us have our different experiences, and when we put them together, it's just powerful, because it's going to help the next woman know what they need to do or step out of their comfort zone so that they can make a positive impact in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the writing bug bit you on the missions trip, and
bit
then
me.
now it bit you. And
Yes.
then now, what's so interesting about you is that you are also a visionary author. So you are producing your own book collaborations, but found a little bit of time and carved out a little bit of time to write in this book, A Position to Pivot. So tell us, what was your writing process like for this particular chapter?
Well, when I began to, first of all, when you gave the title, I was like, wow, Position to Pivot. It really made me step back while looking at some of the turning points in my own personal and professional life throughout my life. And I had to really think about the pivotal moments that I had, and if there have been many, but it helped me. I had to hone in on the ones that I wanted to put in the chapter that I felt would be meaningful and impactful for other people. So I began to narrow them down, the most pivotal moments that I knew that could help other women. Because in my journey, I found myself procrastinating. I found myself lacking self-esteem. I found myself not thinking that I could do certain things. And so I narrowed what I was going to say by creating an outline with several bullets of the things that I thought were most important that I could leave with the reader, that would help push them to pivot in various areas of our lives. Because in every area of our life, there are times when we have to make a turn. There are times when we have to pivot and do something different. When it's not working, we have to do something different to make that change. And so I made sure I tried to put things there that would help them realize you're not in the struggle by yourself, because we all have our own issues. We all have our own struggles.
Yes.
And so in those struggles, we can still make a turn. We can still make a pivot that can be impactful, not only in our lives, but in our families' lives, in our friends' lives, in our ministry, whatever we're doing, it can make an impact. And so, I'm excited to write it. I had some writer's block, but I had to step back a couple of days and get myself together and come back. Because I just got so excited when I was writing about some of these things, because I had to look back in the rear view mirror into where I am today. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And I love that, the ripple effect of especially women. This book is for men as well, but families, that when you pivot, there's a ripple effect for anyone connected to you. And so your chapter is called Unleash Your Potential, a journey of pivot aligned with passion, purpose, and potential. And so can you share a couple of sound bites, a couple of things from your chapter?
Yes, I have them. I put in the book, picture this. Your core values are your North Star, your unwavering guide, ensuring that every step you take is in harmony with your deepest convictions, and that your passion is what fuels your journey with relentless fire, making every challenge an adventure and every endeavor a labor of love. And your purpose is the lighthouse that shines brightly in the darkest times, guiding you towards a more significant meaning in everything that you do, and that your potential is a treasure chest waiting to be unlocked, filled with possibilities you have yet to discover in your own life. And your goals are the milestones that lead you to the life you've always dreamed about. And when I thought about this, when I was writing it, it just reminds me of the scripture, Psalm 37:23, that the Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. And it took me to a quote from John Maxwell. I love his books, where he said, change is inevitable. growth is optional. Because when we make pivots, you will come out on the other side with growth in your life, a different mindset, willing to be flexible, willing to listen to those that know more than you know, because we don't know everything that can be having impact on our lives to be able to help us. And so whoever we help, like I said, that ripple effect, the train keeps going, because whatever we learn is supposed to be used to help the next person. The next person learn it, they need to do the same thing.
Come on here. Listen, unleash your potential. And so I like that word unleash, because sometimes people are like, they keep it close, or they keep it, you know, like I can only do this much or do that much. But you know, what do you say to the person that's saying, I have some potential for some things, but I'm scared and I'm holding back?
I would tell that person that you have greatness inside of you that the world needs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to you to unlock your potential, because you have potential. You had it from the very foundation of the earth. You just have to be willing to take the first step. Even if it's a baby step, take it. Because until you do something, nothing is going to happen. If you stay still, you're going to be stagnant. You just need to take a step. And then when you make a step, all provisions or everything you need is going to be at your hand. And so you can't, you know, God tells us not to have the spirit of fear, but to have power, love, and a sound mind. So when you know that he's in your corner, because he said he'll never leave you nor forsake you, and we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, take the step. And things will begin to happen. Doors will begin to open. Your mindset will shift in a way that you would never dream of. And then your potential is about to shine.
All right, there you have it, Dr. Valarie Harris, chapter in Position to Pivot, one of our co-authors, Unleash Your Potential, a journey of pivot aligned with passion, purpose, and potential. Pre-order from her. Thousands get Dr. Val, any last words you would say around what you want people to take away from this chapter? What do you want to take away from your chapter?
I would love for people to walk away after reading my chapter feeling empowered, embracing their passion, which will give them the drive with a new mind shift and motivation to leave a legacy that will positively impact future generations. Because I love helping women create a business that builds financial freedom and live a healthy lifestyle so that they can leave that legacy. And I want them to understand that when they position themselves to pivot, that it will be a metamorphosis experience, an evolution, a journey from a cocoon to a butterfly. A transformation will take place in their lives, knowing that they can find themselves, even if they find themselves at a crossroad of change or making a turn, to remember that positioning yourself to pivot is not just advisable, it's essential for growth.
Yeah, and listen, Dr. Val, you got a living testimony right here. Miss Shan-Nel, that's good, Dr. Val. I know I have been procrastinating. You have told me that I have the potential, and I know it's time for me to take a step. I have to get past the fear of failing. Thank you, sis. So there you go. There you go. For people, and so I think this is a great, thank you, Miss Shan-Nel, because there are a lot of people who don't take a step, who don't shift or pivot because of fear of failure. Any words you would say to people, anything else you would say around people that are scared of failing or falling even?
It's a natural feeling that we all will experience in life, but we have to get over it, because the thing of it is, if you stay stuck, you won't progress. You won't know what you can do if you don't step out. And there are people, coaches, professionals out there that can help you, so you're not in it by yourself. Look, I'm your girl. If you need some help, I will push you on out.
Yes.
Help you do what it is that God has called you to do. Because like I tell people on my show all the time, we all have greatness inside of us that the world needs. We just need to open up our mouths take a step, and everything else will fall into place.
Yes, yes, yes. And listen, one of the other co-authors, Dana Wilson of Hair Cares Inc. is saying, yes, she will. And so as a leadership coach and life coach, how can people work with you if they're saying, okay, I need some of what Dr. Val has. I need that.
Listen, you can go to my website and sign up for a free 30-minute consultation. You can sign up for any of my workshops, and the one that I'm doing right now is identifying the next move in your life, and that's where some of that pushing will take place.
Yeah.
And I do book collaborations. Feel free to sign up to be a part of one of my book collaborations. I am open to speaking engagements. You can join me live every Tuesday at 7 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And please, guys, sign up to be a guest on my show. I would love to have you on my show.
All right, there you go. You've gotten 2 invitations today for those that are listening, 2 invitations, and you have a live in-person summit coming in April. So talk about that.
Yes, I have a live in-person summit that's coming up April 20th, 2024. And the name of that summit is 2024 Empower Her Women Influencers Summit. And it's going to be power-packed. You don't want to miss it. You need to go to my website and sign up today. In that workshop, we're going to be mastering the 7 pillars to stepping out of your comfort zone. So you don't want to miss that summit. It's
awesome.
Power packed. I'm looking for it.
We looking for you. Divine Connections Marketing said, awesome, will do. What's your website address?
www.steppingoutwithpurpose.com.
All right, steppingoutwithpurpose.com. There you have it. Unleash your potential, a journey of pivot aligned with passion, purpose, and potential. That is Dr. Val's chapter within Position to Pivot. So listen, I always like to tell readers, Dr. Val, like, even if you get the book and read 1 chapter, that was worth your whatever you paid for the book. But listen, all these chapters together, power pack, transformational. And I'm telling you what, this is so good, because I think like all of the work that you do, it really is aligned with positioning people or helping them pivot, like everything that you do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just thank you, because you have been such a force in all of our lives, pushing us, because you're constantly pushing us to the next level and to do the things that we have inside of us that we haven't done. So I am so grateful for you as a leader and me being a part of your group. You stuck with me, sis.
We ain't going nowhere together, right? No, I thank you for that, and I appreciate that. And I'm a trusted guide on this journey, and it's what's so great is that all of the authors bring something different. I mean, we've got therapists, we've got trichologists, we've got leadership expert, we've got, all of this great mix of experience that everyone's bringing to this book, Position to Pivot. So pre-order. And what that means is you'll be on the top of the pile when the books are published. You'll get autographed copy, and you'll be our top supporters, and you'll be the first ones to get them in hand when they release. Well, Dr. Val, thank you so much for your time and attention today. Any final words you have for the viewers and the listeners?
I just want the reviewers and listeners to know that they have greatness, and they need to step out, make a step in the positive way, make a pivot, make a turn. Because if something's not going right, you need to make a pivot.
Yeah.
If you're not moving in the right direction, you need to make a pivot. You need to position yourself for a pivot, because there are people that can help you in the process to win. You are winners. And say to yourself, I'm a winner. I can do it. I'm going to do it. And it's time for me to do it. It's your time to position yourself for a pivot.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Dr. Val, for bringing a great anchor and bringing us in on home. We appreciate you. Much more continued success for you.
Thank you so much. for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it is a wrap. Thank you. If you happen to have been here for the last 3 hours, we started at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we have been able to allow you to meet literally all of the co-authors, a total of 12 of us. I'm the visionary author and then pulled in 11 clients to write this book, Position to Pivot, Empowering Strategies for Your Next chapter. Absolutely. I know that this book has impact just because of the way the streaming was working. This is awesome. Thank you so much for participating and listening. You might be listening or watching this in the replay on Amazon. This link stays. So if you have friends, associates that you're saying, hey, I think they should come check out the co-authors, where you're watching it on Amazon, it will stay here. The link will stay the same. And so you have the opportunity there. Again, it's not available on Amazon yet. However, you can see down below our past book collaborations, Prepare for Purpose, your invitation to the next level. Like, absolutely pick that up. I think Amazon right now has on sale Propel. This is so good. This is my first book collaboration, and you'll on the back cover all of the authors, co-authors that are there. You can read about all of the books. Look down below on Amazon and purchase. Thank you so much, Kai Asia, for your comment. We see your comments coming on in. Thank you, Divine Connections Marketing. Awesome job. Thank you so much to my blood sister, Kim, for checking out the show. Again, Position to Pivot. I'm the host, Charvette Mitchell, and I'm the CEO and founder of Mitchell Productions, who's the producer of and the publisher for Position to Pivot. And we are a marketing firm and a professional development firm. So we're excited. I'm based here in Richmond, Virginia, based out of Richmond, Virginia. And check us out, Charvette. You can check me out. CharvetteMitchell.com is just an easy way to get to everything. CharvetteMitchell.com. You've been hearing that name all day, so that's the easiest way to get to things here. And we're wrapping it up. Absolutely. All of the authors and participants, thank you for stopping by. And Amazon Live, we appreciate you. So we are going to say goodbye to Amazon Live. Thank you so much. Alvin on Amazon Live, Dr. Tab on Amazon Live, just all of our viewers and all of those watching and all on Amazon Live. We appreciate you. So thank you, Amazon Live. I'm going to call it quits. All right. And so we wrapped up over on Amazon Live. This technically would be the after party, but yes, I totally agree. Dr. Val stepping out with Valarie Harris. All of the authors are amazing. Thank you all for being here and being a part and trudging through the technical difficulties. So very interesting. But it's an indication to me that this book is really empowering and impactful. And I declare and decree that we will be selling thousands of these books across America and across the world. We do certainly get reports showing where people have purchased books outside of the United States. Matter of fact, I think in England, the last book report or report of books sold were in England. So we've seen bunches sold in Germany. So shout out to even those that are international that may be picking this up. All right, it's a wrap. We'll see you all later. Thank you for being a part of this whole entire book collaboration and this presentation of our co-authors. I'm Charvette Mitchell. Check out CharvetteMitchell.com.